In this video, I'm going to be sharing the mindset shifts that you need to make to 3x your business without hiring more people using sales automation and AI. Furthermore, I'll be sharing the secret Google strategy to turn cold clients into closed clients in the most efficient way possible. It's the backbone of the strategy we implement for our clients here over at Flow 21. Let's dive in. So, how do I know that this system works? Well, one of our clients was exactly where you are today. He struggled for years doing his sales processes manually. Manual lead generation, manual lead qualification, manual presentation, manual follow-ups, and so on. He was tired. He was losing time for business strategy and high-value work in his business. His business was eating up in his personal time and family time. He automated his sales processes, and 5 months later, by June 2025, his group for life-changing exit. So before we dive into the secret strategy behind how and why your clients buy, let's hit pause on the strategy and talk mindset. Because if your head is stuck in manual mode, no amount of automation will stick. Think about it. Be business on grit, late nights, chasing leads, and being the hero who closes every deal manually. I respect that. Truly, I do. We've all been there. But that's a trap. It's like trying to win a marathon by sprinting the whole way. You burn out. Your team resents the grind. And scaling, forget it. You're capped at whatever hours you can squeeze in the business. And I've seen owners like you resist automation because, well, manual works fine. But then they hit the wall. Deals drag on, revenue stops growing, revenue plateaus, and even family time vanishes for being too busy, sucked in into the work. One client told me, I feel like a hamster on a wheel, running faster and faster, but going nowhere. Does that sound familiar? Your old mindsets got you here, but it's the anchor holding you back from explosive growth. So to succeed in this sales automation transformation, you need 3 key mindset shifts. First, mindset shift. What got you here won't get you there. Picture this. If I told you that you need to visit your local bakery, you'd probably just use your bicycle. You'd put on your running shoes and take your bike to buy that bread. However, if now you have to buy ramen in Tokyo, you're booking a plane ticket for that. So what you can get with a bicycle is different with what you can get with a plane. And this is important to talk about. If your goal is to grow 5 to 10% per year, and yes, perhaps you don't need automation at all. Perhaps this video is not for you. However, if you want to re-accelerate your business growth to eventually plus 50% or plus 100% of more of what it is today, what got you here won't get you there. For real scale, like say down below, embrace automation as your upgrade. Without this shift, you'll sabotage the tech and you'll fall back to old habits, manual habits. Mindset shift number 2. Businesses don't rise to their goals. They fall to the level of their systems. James Clear, in his best-selling book, Atomic Habits, written, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So, picture this. I have a friend, he dreamed of running a marathon, but he trained inconsistently and he ate mostly junk food before the race. When race day came, he was all cramping up halfway through. He's basically collapsing because of the habits that he built in preparation for the marathon. Systems are that reliable gear, steady training plans, nutrition trackers, rest schedules, and they let you fall into peak performance without heroic effort. If you make this mindset shift, your business runs itself. Third shift, embrace a growth mindset. Scale demands breaking eggs to make the cake. As Jeff Bezos said, if you never want to be criticized, don't do anything new. Think of a toddler learning to walk. They don't start sprinting. They wobble, they tumble, they scrape their knees on the floor, cry a bit, but then they stand right back up, adjusting their balance each time until they're running around the room, giggling without a care. So no scraped knees, you won't have steady steps. Growth comes from the falls. 4 big leaps like fitting automation and AI to multiply your output without chaos, this shift is non-negotiable. You try automation, you fail fast, you learn, you tweak, and you rise stronger. Otherwise, you'll underinvest, fearing all the mess and the mistakes, and your competitors will lap you. These shifts aren't fluffy. They're the foundation. You have to internalize them, and the rest just clicks. Now that your mindset is primed for transformation, let's uncover the strategy in step two. Step two, Google's secret. Understand how and why your clients buy. First, we need to understand how and why your clients buy. Why is it that some deals feel easy and fast to close, while others drag on for months? Sometimes sales feel like pushing a rock uphill, while other times it's like water flowing down the river. Let's understand how and why clients buy so we can have a clear strategy in place. Luckily for us, back in early 2010s, Google research into how people decide to buy, especially in Comp for rule. It's the secret Google rule that will set you free from manual sales hell. The Google 7114 rule states that prospects need 7 hours of engagement, 11 touches across 4 locations to trust and buy. Nail this 7114 rule and sales automate themselves. Closing becomes predictable and easy. So let's deep dive. What the heck is this Google 711? They need about 7 hours of meaningful engagement with you and your brand or company, and then 11 touches, which is like 11 follow-ups, with you in 4 different locations. 7, 11, 4. 7 hours, 11 touch points in 4 locations. Let's quickly discuss each number. This will be the key for you and your team to supercharge your sales processes. Number 7, why 7 hours? Google's research show it takes that long, 7 hours, to shift from a stranger to a trusted advisor. So think of it like dating. One coffee date won't lead you to a marriage proposal. You need cumulative time spent together to reveal layers and build trust. Value-packed engagement to shift from a skeptic to a believer. Why 7? Well, it's the sweet spot to educate and reassure. Google states, how do you complete those 7 hours without boring them? Think of it like a chef cooking steak for you. Too little time and it's tough, it's chewy, it's unappetizing, leaving the fibers intact and the meat resistant to your fork. Much like a prospect who's still guarded, questioning your every claim, and quick to bail on the deal. If you rush the process with skimpy interactions, and you end up with a buyer who's undercooked. They're skeptical, they're price sensitive, and more likely to ghost you in the middle of the sales journey. But give it just the right time, letting that steak cook in the right temperature, in the right time period. It cooks it to that perfect medium or medium well, infusing flavor, tenderness, and depth that makes every steak bite irresistible. Similarly, those 7 hours layer in education, proof, building rapport, transforming a skeptical lead into one that's tender and ready to commit, eager to commit, loyal to your brand, and primed from smooth close. Next, 11. 7, 11, 4, 11 touch points. 11 touches, 11 follow-ups. 11 touch points, those individual nudges like emails, ads, video views, face-to-face meetings, Zoom meetings, SMS, or phone calls that guide buyers to move forward. Google's research. So, why 11? It's rooted in psychology as well. The mirror exposure effect. Repeated multiple touches cause liking, turning strangers into fans. Imagine dating someone new. One coffee shop date, no spark. And then you go for another date, perhaps a dinner date or a stroll at the park. That's another touch point and another touch point. And then sending late night messages and so on and so on. After 11 encounters, chats, texts, dinners, coffees, and eventually, finally, 4, 7, 11, 4. 4 locations. So now you're building 7 hours of engagement with your prospect. You're nudging them with 11 different touches, but you also want to focus on 4 locations at least. It cannot be that all of these 7 hours of engagement and 11 touches are done just via email or like one location. Or it cannot be that they're just done via email and Zoom It's like 2 locations. So diversifying the channels, like you have your website, you have your email, you have your social media, you have your face-to-face, you have your Zoom meetings, helps you build trust and connection with your clients. Just to go back to the example of dating, you don't want to see your date in the one spot, like in the same coffee shop every time. It gets predictable and it reveals little depth. Instead, experience them in different places. Maybe the cinema, maybe go to a museum, go out of town, or to the beach, or you can even visit your parents' house if that's what you want to do. This multi-setting exposure builds a fuller picture, uncovering layers that foster